So politics is the art of getting done options that are politically feasible.
So the big thing that Robert F. Kennedy was talking about, how before he became HHS secretary, was that they're murdering people with these shots, and mRNA vaccine technology was not safe. That's what he was saying. And so now he appoints Marty Makary, who was also one of the most vocal people speaking out against the COVID vaccines. And everybody was super happy that he got appointed to be the head of the FDA. And so this is just on Sunday, or maybe even yesterday, he was talking about the COVID shots, which is our mRNA shots. And here's what he said.
I'll talk to you about Novavax, if I could. It's a protein-based COVID vaccine you were an enthusiast for back in COVID. Its target date for permanent approval, as I understand it, was April 1. That's now been delayed. Why was it delayed? And if you'd be so kind, what role did your special assistant, Tracy Beth Hogue, play in that process?
So it's what I think they're saying is that they have this new vaccine that doesn't rely on the mRNA technology that they were going to implement, but now they're delaying it. And the newsman is trying to make the issue his assistant, who they've painted as an anti-vaxxer. Okay, so let's listen to what he says.
Well, first of all, Major, good to be with you. And yes, you're right. I have been enthusiastic about non-mRNA COVID vaccines. To help with people who have a tough time with taking mRNA vaccines, I felt that it could increase vaccination rates. The last study that we have showing that it has a clinical benefit was from 2020 and 2021, and it excluded people with prior COVID infection. Now, essentially, everyone has natural immunity. So
why do you want to increase people's uptake of a vaccine to fight something that they have natural immunity? That's my first question. And he goes on.
My general feeling, not with this particular product, which I can't discuss in depth, but with drugs in general, that we need to know if they work today in order to be able to recommend them. So we are asking some companies in general to do clinical studies, a basic clinical study, so we can educate the population and have information to work with. Should a 12-year-old thin, healthy girl get a 7th COVID shot this year? I don't know the answer to that because we don't have good clinical.
Yeah, so we know the answer to that.
He knows the answer to that.
Right.
Right. Why is he lying about the answer to should a young, healthy, thin
he's lying because he's in the box.
So say it again.
He's lying because he's in the box.
He's in the box.
He's in the box. And he's not allowed to say, this is what we call, if you look at what he just did, we call that pretzel. I call that pretzel talk.
Yes.
It's pretzel talk. He's in the box. He's not allowed to say the truth.
That was heartbreaking to me when I saw him say that, because I had, I had full faith and hope. I had hope and faith in RFK Jr. and people like Marty Makary, Jay Bhattacharya, who I know, personally, have had on the show several times. People who took slings and arrows, including Marty Makary, and RFK's whole reputation has been trashed for being truth tellers about it. And now they finally have somehow wrestled their way into a position of power to do something about the things that they've been screaming about. And then they say stuff like this.
Right.
And
so politics is the art of getting done options that are politically feasible. And they're in a box where telling the truth about vaccines and getting something done on vaccines is limited. Hopefully it's not down to none. Kennedy says he's going to do this big study and it's going to produce the numbers. The numbers, as far as I'm concerned, the numbers are quite clear, but maybe he pulls everything together and produces a study. I'm hoping, unfortunately, maybe he pulls all the data together and links it up with all the data that's been stolen so far, and now we've got a control grid.
And here is a guy, Vinny Prasad, who I've caught lying several times, but he also was late to the game to tell the truth about COVID and took a lot of hits on his reputation. And so Marty Makary just appointed him up to a big shot spot at the FDA, regulating drugs and the regulations. He retweets this interview, which I just showed you a piece of, and he says everything Marty says is spot on. Spot on. So they're all corrupt now. So even the people who took the slings and arrows and took shots to their reputation, he's sitting there saying it's spot on that we don't know if a healthy 7-year-old girl who's thin needs to take a COVID booster. We don't know that. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. I want to go move to Antarctica.
No, don't move. That's dangerous. So here is what someone who would defend them. Here's how you defend these guys. And you say they're playing it safe until they can aggregate enough data to punch through, and they can't afford to go out publicly saying it's not safe until they've aggregated the data and they've got their ducks lined up, and you need to give them time. Now, I hope that that's the case, but I don't know that's the case. And if you look at what they've done on a variety of situations, all I can say is they're in a box. It's clear to me from what Trump has done and what Bobby has done and what a series of players has done is the word is we will implement mRNA technology no matter what. And what I will tell you is I believe that's going to kill a huge number of children.
If not grown adults. So now hey, did you know that the liver is the second largest organ in your body? It's responsible for over 500 functions, but for some reason, liver health doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Over 30% of Americans have a sluggish liver, a problem that often goes undetected until the very last minute. But our new sponsor can help. Dose for Your Liver, here it is. Dose for Your Liver was formulated to maintain liver health by cleansing your liver of unwanted elements, aiding in digestion, and maintaining your body's filter. Dose's science-backed formula even eases bloating and increases energy levels. In a double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial, Dose for Your Liver lowered liver enzyme levels by 50% in over 86% of participants. Just one dose for your liver shot is equivalent to 17 shots of turmeric juice. Plus, it tastes delicious. Stick with Dose and feel the incredible benefits over time. More energy, better digestion, reducing bloating, healthier liver enzyme function, reduction in brain fog, better sleep. Oh my God, that's for me. Save 30% on your first month of subscription by going to dosedaily.co/Dore or entering Dore, that's D-O-R-E, at checkout. That's DOSEDAILY.co/DORE for 30% off your first month subscription. Come see us live in Los Angeles, Buffalo, Toledo, Montreal, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, London, Liverpool, Birmingham. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.